Take a look at this, guys. These are the new for 2026 Lotus Emeya and Eletre 600 models. They've both just arrived here in Malaysia and they are priced around a full 100,000 ringgit less than before. So let's take a closer look at what you do get or don't get with these new more affordable variants. Let's go. First things first, let's talk about the new naming structure. This is now the Eletre 600 and above that is the Eletre 900. The numbers represent the total power outputs of these new models. Now, previously the model names were a little bit confusing. Taking the Eletre, for example, it was split into 3 different variants. There was the regular Eletre, and then the Eletre S, and at the top is the Eletre R. The problem was the first two actually shared the exact same powertrain and outputs. It's the exact same story with the Emeya. It started off with the Emeya base model, which wasn't its actual official name, but that's what people ended up calling it anyway, the Emeya base. That's never a nice thing to say about something this premium. And then it went on to the Emeya S and R, exactly same as the Eletre. But on the outside, all 3 variants look the exact same with no model or variant specific badging. Now finally, both models have their names on the back, either Eletre or Emeya, followed by a small variant specific badge below that. In this case, it's the Eletre 600. But other than the names and badges, what's the big deal with these new models? Now, obviously the most important one is the pricing. The Lotus Emeya 600 now starts from 459,000 ringgit here in Malaysia. That is 96,000 ringgit less than what it was priced before. Previously, the most affordable Emeya you could buy here was 555,000 ringgit. The Eletre 600 on the other hand now goes for 499,000 ringgit, sneaking in just under the magic 500,000 ringgit mark. Believe it or not, this is a full 100,000 ringgit less than the previous Eletre base model. And in fact, at these new prices, the Emeya is over 125,000 ringgit cheaper than the most affordable Porsche Taycan available here in Malaysia. And while the Eletre 600 doesn't quite have a direct rival here, this is already priced very close to the regular BMW iX xDrive 60. Now, that car looks nowhere near as special and is obviously less powerful as well. The best part is Lotus Malaysia didn't have to sacrifice too much at all to get to these new lower prices. In fact, this Emeya 600 and Eletre 600 that you see over here are the exact cars that you would get. What you see is what you get, really. As you can see, they both look as striking as ever. The Emeya with the double signature line, the Eletre with a single eyebrow, and moving further down, there's plenty of aerodynamic ducts and vents, plus at the very bottom, the super cool active air intakes. These look like either flower petals or even missile silos as they open and close. They look superb. Same with the back too, of course. They both still look as distinctive as ever with the thin light strip, multiple spoilers, and of course more aero ducts. The only things on the outside that even suggest that these are the base models are the wheels fitted to both cars. They are both slightly smaller than before, but we are still talking about massive 20-inch alloys here. Plus, despite Lotus still being a relatively low-volume car manufacturer, certainly less mainstream than others, it still uses specifically developed tires for the brand. Down here, you can see all tires on these two cars have the LTS mark, LTS as in Lotus. This is the exact same way how all Porsches use special N mark tires, Ferraris use K tires, and Aston Martin AML. Beyond that, you do lose out on the fancy pop-out LiDAR modules on the sides and on the roof of both the 600 models. But then again, seeing that these LiDARs don't actually work right now, it's not really a big loss. But of course, if you really want the LiDARs or even the digital side mirror cameras, you can still spec those things back in via the configurator. It's the same with all other options as well. Fancy colors, more carbon fiber bits on the exterior, interior, roof, or even the wheels. You can add everything back via the configurator. You can go absolutely nuts speccing in your exact dream car. But if you want the cars quick, all these standard cars are all ready for you to drive off the showroom lot. Honestly, if you ask me, I think these cars look special enough already. Now, of course, even though they are more affordable than before, they are not exactly cheap, nor should they be. This is a Lotus, not a Tesla, not a BYD. Back to the equipment list, even the things that you can't actually see are still here and present. Both the 600 models for the Emeya and Eletre have got the full air suspension setup all around front and rear. So the signature Lotus ride and handling package is still intact. The one thing that I actually do miss on the outside is the active rear spoiler. You don't get that here on the base 600 models. Thankfully, the cabin for both models is still such a wonderful place to be in. It's built to such a high quality befitting of its prestige and price. I mean, just look at all the intricate details on the steering wheel alone. And despite this technically being the base models, you still get full Alcantara headlining, plenty of carbon bits everywhere, and even a premium CAF audio system. That is a British high-end audio specialist. The only pseudo-compromise that you have to make with these base models are the part leather and part fabric seats. This cloth part is called Lotus Wear Performance Fabric, and I think it looks and feels pretty good. Personally, I've always been a fan of high-quality fabric in cars, and this certainly fits the bill. It doesn't feel or look cheap at all. Onto the powertrains, both models are exactly the same as previous versions. Both the Emeya 600 and the Eletre 600 get the same dual motors all-wheel drive setup with 612 PS and 710 Newton meters of torque. The Emeya 600 gets from 0 to 100 in just 4.15 seconds, while the Eletre 600 does the same in 4.5 seconds. Both models also use very large batteries of over 100 kilowatt hours each, allowing maximum range of 600 kilometers for both models. Charging them back up is also pretty quick, with both models having an OBC of 22 kilowatts, while the DC max charging rates are at 350 kilowatts for the Eletre and 420 kilowatts for the newer Emeya. Both also use a highly advanced 800-volt electrical architecture, matching the Porsche Taycan. Of course, you can also have the full-fat 900 versions of both the Emeya and Eletre. These are obviously more powerful, quicker, but with less range naturally. And in fact, there's now no less than 5 variants each to choose from for the Eletre and Emeya, and that's before you factor in customization, of course. So there you go guys, the Lotus Eletre 600 and the Emeya 600 here in Malaysia. More affordable but just as special as before. What do you think of the new prices? And between the Hyper SUV and the Hyper Sedan, which one do you prefer? Do let me know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching everyone, and stay safe.